And deeper down that rabbit hole we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Deeper Dive. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I was just in Costa Rica, really important project that I needed to do, and I'm late on this Deeper Dive, but it's a good one. Now, the title is 2 Years of Bullshit. What comes to your mind when you hear that phrase, 2 years of bullshit? COVID lockdowns? Social division? One Margarita by Luke Bryan? Let's take a look at the first one. COVID lockdowns.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
The first US case has been detected.
There's confirmation the coronavirus has reached Australia.
China is urging its citizens not to travel abroad as it struggles to contain the virus.
We will be standing up Christmas Island as a quarantine area.
Foreign nationals coming from China are now banned from entering the country.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
Everyone's inside their house. You're not allowed to go outside. Don't look at people. Stay 6 feet away. All the while, the middle class and all these ma and pa shops are going bye-bye. You can still go to Walmart. You can still buy on Amazon. The rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer, inflation, yada, yada, yada. All that shit. COVID lockdowns. There's something going on in the world. We get all these stories. How? Through our devices. Our devices are hooked up to what? The internet. The internet has all these social media platforms that all of us started using in droves at a much higher rate because we're all forced to stay home. So all of us were forced to engage with algorithms. And these algorithms, yes, they're created by specific people, but it's not even the people and their intentions that you should be curious about. It's the algorithms themselves.
All you people are algorithms in the end.
How they learn, how they divvy up information, how they get more attention seconds, meaning keeping you on the platform. Outrage. Outrage makes you click through more. It makes you repost. It makes you share. It gets the highest engagement. All this stuff was happening in very developed countries as people were screaming, crisis, crisis, crisis. We can't keep up our living standards. We can't keep up this charade. We can't keep up the Ponzi scheme that is central banks and yada yada. And all the while, we're forced to stay home and listen to this. Is that the bullshit that I'm talking about? The COVID lockdowns? Nah. Let's look at number 2, social division. I mean, we've always had social division, long before the internet. But now that we have the internet, we have droves of people, far more than ever expected, looking at the same tweets and going and commenting. And right, what do we do with all these comments? We get so personally triggered by it. We get so outraged that people have thoughts and ideas, and we're coming to see how people's minds actually operate, and we take it so personally. So what we do is we look for appalling rudeness as well as new age newbie speak, and then whether we agree with it or we don't, we still repost it so we can comment on it with our own opinions and our own half-baked bullshit. We've all taken the cultural conversation from where it is, and then we add ourselves back into it, but we also then behave differently because of it. Rather than just feeding back into it, it's also changing us. Sometimes it's turning us into a know-it-all. It's turning us into an opinionated asshole. It's turning us into a recluse. Or we start swimming in this spiritual bypassing everything is perfect bullshit. But there's a lot of bullshit, and it's not just because of politics. We're mistaking causation for correlation. Remember back in high school or junior high, the bathroom stall walls, the rude, disgusting shit that would be carved or drawn onto those walls? That's kind of what the internet became. That's what Twitter definitely became, the internet stall wall. But it's not really because of politics. You have to look at the correlation here. We don't need politics to get us into social division. We've always had it, but the politics reflect the social division. So what we're doing is we're taking a look at certain candidates and saying it's their fault or it's their fault. And while all the while what's really happening is there are people who are susceptible to those infections. The infection that I'm talking about is the algorithmic infection of bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Stuff that you say you're so certain about because it resonates, but you read it on the internet. And tomorrow you're probably going to think a little bit differently because you'll read something else on the internet, and you're going to have all these memes with one image usually used a million times, and a few words, maybe 2 sentences, like me, blah, 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 everyone else, blah, 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 and a picture. And that's what we get most of our information from. And it's not that it's the information, it's the way that gives us an attitude. This is how we talk about the problem. This is how we engage with something very interesting going on in the world. Satire. And it's great. I love the satire. But if everything were satire, the real satire comedians would start making fun of satire comedy, right? They would have to step back from the bullshit and say, whoa, I'm a hipster. I don't like things when they get too popular. And that's what's happening with all this. Everyone's talking about things like they know what they're talking about, when at the end of the day, they read it online. So, social division. Is that the bullshit I'm talking about? No. One Margarita by Luke Bryan.
Hey, senorita, don't you think we need a salt and a buffet song? 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita, we'll be gone.
That's the fucking bullshit we had to put up with for 2 goddamn years. If you think about it, Greta Van Fleet, Age of Machine, excellent song. We had to wait till 2021. But since April 13th, 2020, we had to put up with 1 margarita? You kidding me? I've known since that time the real cause of COVID is terrible lyrics. Obviously, I'm joking. I'm a huge fan of Luke Bryan. I really only know that 1 song. The issue that I'm actually talking about here, the bullshit that I'm pointing at.